was talking about the PlayStation 5 and the plans actually. There's like a PlayStation 6 have some news or like a new plans for a new generation of gaming. Since one, we didn't really get yet any game on, if you remember from PS3 to PS4, how much a big leap it was if you went and played the games on a PS4 platform. It was huge. It was insane, right? You have a lot of those new games like Ghost of Tsushima, Red Redemption. You know, we can name it, Bloodborne, right? We can name all of them. But now, like Sony has a new plan, right? And it's interesting because we still have a PS5 in here, and Sony trying to come up with the new plans. The one problem, though, you have to understand why they have plan to making PS6 all of a sudden if we still have a PS5s. And the one problem is, as I was showing this graph, I actually was showing this graph, right? It's the amount of people that still owns the PS4s. It's like 50 million users still using PS4s, which is essentially platform that was released 2013, and it took like 5 years for the PS5 active users to surpass the PS4 users, literally in June 2025. If you look at this number, and you see why is it such a big deal for Sony or such a big headache, because they seeing this as a missed opportunity, right? The difference between those two is that people that use or have the PS5 essentially just spend more money, right? They spend by immense amount more money, and that's why they sees it as a missed opportunity. So now they really need to get rid of the PS4 users because they're losing a lot of money. But now, like from the player perspective, right? Like think about this. Like I have friends that still have PS4, right? I was just talking about the Cyberpunk when we were playing last month, and I have a friend that he was like, oh, I want to play it too, but he was playing on PS4, and he was talking about it for developers to make a game or optimize the game on PS4. Like they still have to think about the old hard drive, not even the SSD hard drive that PS5 has, but they have to think about that. In open worlds, it's pain in the ass. I know that my friend, when he was playing Cyberpunk, was waiting till the world loaded up in Cyberpunk. And also, like, they have to account for the weak processing power. Like, they have the Jaguar, I believe, or why not? And, you know, it's just like, even like from the player perspective, if you have a PS4, and I was asking, hey, why do you still play on a PS4? And he's like, yeah, because all I play is Call of Duty, you know? And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like, live service games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, you have FC still being played up until this day, and they still being supported. So I was like, okay, that's crazy. So they need to stop supporting those platforms. And there's a really good the Reddit post that says many live services developers are eyeing next year for ending PS4 support for their games in favor of the current generation. It's not the only reason that 2026 is an important year for the console market, though. It was widely reported this week that Hyoverse will discontinue PS4 support in Genshin Impact, and some of those decisions will be accelerated by technical concerns. Yeah, but like what I wanted to show you was the pricing actually, and what is the solution for Sony to do? Like, what is the solution for Sony to do? Would they thinking to come up with the 3 models? One of the models would be PlayStation 6 Orion for the like a high-end gamers like you and me, or like a people that actually always go with the new console, which would cost probably around $500 to $600. As you can see, if they put the PS6s for $399, everybody would come and jump on PS6. And it really even seems like PlayStation or Sony would stop even making PS5s, because PS6, even handheld, would be more powerful than the actual PS5. It's not gonna be like immensely more powerful because again, the focus it's not on the power anymore, but it would be more so like, hey, if we can make a PS6s or an handheld for less money that cost us to make a PS5, why do we even bother with the why we would even bother with the PS5s? So they would literally skip on the PS5s. But man, what do you think, man? I still think it's pretty exciting leak. Again, it's the leak. It's not nothing. I would just take it with the grain of salt because that's, you know. But if the PS6 would be way cheaper, I would get pretty excited for that. Let me know, what do you think? What are your thoughts on a PS6? I love any of your comments. And yeah, thank you for coming. And I'll see you in a few. I'm gonna just restart. If you have anything to do or don't have anything to do, just you're welcome to come over. Anyways, I'll see you. Bye.